Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Jen Delgado with Look at Your Weather Forecast for this Sunday. Beautiful day we've had outside. We've got the sunshine still holding on, and of course, I think a lot of people are really tired today because I know, of course, we sprung forward, so we're losing that hour, but who cares? We get that extra hour of daylight, so hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of that tonight. The sunset will be happening this evening at 7:09. A lot of good things happening in the weather right now, and we're going to show you right now looking at the sunsets for tonight. As I said, 7:09, but as we go through the next couple of weeks, the day's getting longer, and you'll see it especially even by March 23rd. We will have a sunset happening at 7:23 p.m. So yes, adding more minutes, and as we go through daylight saving, we should add about an extra 80 minutes of daylight through the month of March across parts of the Northeast. So it will certainly be much appreciated. So these are your weather headlines for today and tonight. Cool and breezy conditions. Now, for your Sunday, well, actually should say Monday, we will have temperatures even warmer, forecasting highs in the mid-60s for most areas. And then just be patient because the 70s are coming back as we roll into your Tuesday. And I think we're all ready for warmer conditions. Here is the view outside. This is our tower camera, one of many on our Skycam network. This is out in Rockville, Virginia, and it's showing you mostly clear skies. Good looking view, that is, of the Pike. And we look at the conditions outside. We check all the airports. We are dry, we are sunny, 62 degrees, I might say, which was forecasted for a high for today. 59 out of Dulles, and then BWI, 60 degrees. But hey, conditions have certainly improved. It's not as breezy as it was yesterday, but we still do have a fire danger, and we'll talk more about that coming up. But right now, we look outside the city, 60 degrees in Manassas, 58 in Quantico, and then 59 degrees out in Frederick and 59 in Dulles. These numbers are above the average, which is 54 degrees, so we're all doing pretty nice, but we can do better than that as we will see those temperatures even getting warmer as we go through the next couple days. In some locations, potentially 20 degrees above the average. Our 24-hour temperature change, pretty impressive. We keep adding to it. 13 degrees warmer in Frederick, 11 D.C., and a little less down towards the south, but that's okay. Everybody's going to rebound, as I said, above average, and we have 70s in the forecast, not just for Tuesday. It looks like a couple days this week. Now, we look at our current winds. They are coming nice out of the west, sustained at 13 in Gaithersburg, 12 in D.C., 10 in Frederick, and 10 in Fredericksburg. So it's all about the wind gusts right now because with these gusty winds around, it's increasing that fire danger. You can see the gust of 17 in Frederick, 20 in Quantico, and then 18 in Fredericksburg. A little more gusty out in Baltimore, but with the low humidity levels and those dew points in the teens, we really do have a bad threat for dangerous fires breaking out. So certainly no burning should be encouraged at this time. You certainly need to check with your local authorities, but this is not a time to burn when the ground is so dry. Anytime we're getting those gusty winds, we are seeing how that dust is flowing around. Now, as we look at the numbers across the area, look how much cooler it is to the north. We are so fortunate to be in the 60s, 44 degrees in Boston, staying in Binghamton, 51 in Beckley, and then 55 in Detroit. Numbers all across the area are up except for the northeast where we have an area low pressure spinning. So we look at our satellite and radar. It's very quiet for us. Only some high clouds down towards the south in southern parts of Virginia. But for the northeast, there's that area low pressure that's spinning, bringing clouds and a little bit of rain. And the cloud cover is actually good, increasing that amount of moisture, especially for areas where we saw some of those fires that were burning outside of New York in the Long Island area. But that is where the energy is going to be to the northeast and down towards the south. That is where we have our rain right now. And cloud deck extends from East Texas all the way over toward parts of the Carolinas. Cloudy skies, and if you look just to the south of Dallas into Houston, that is where we have an area low pressure spinning along with this boundary, and that is bringing rainfall around for areas including Mississippi, Atlanta. You've been getting the showers around. It's going to continue off and on through Monday, and then we go down towards parts of Florida, hammering parts of the Florida Panhandle. But we're not seeing anything severe. This is just some good old-fashioned necessary rain that we need, and it would be nice if we could get some of that rain up here, but our ridge of high pressure is blocking any rain from our forecast. So we look at our planner for this evening, and we have a temperature of 57 degrees at 6 o'clock. By the time we get to midnight, about 10 to 12 degrees cooler, and then through the overnight hours, we'll see those overnight lows in the 30s, not the lower 30s. So pretty much everybody's going to be above freezing. For DC, forecasting a low of 37 degrees and then 42 degrees by 9 a.m. But you can still see we are going to be clear from tonight all the way through tomorrow. So these are your high temperatures for tomorrow. High of 67 degrees in DC, 62 in Quantico, and 59 in Leonardtown. Leonardtown, I think that's a little too cool for you. 66 in Manassas, and then 64 for high in Hagerstown and Culpeper. You're looking pretty nice and warm too as well. So this is pretty mild considering the average high is 54 degrees. Now we look at our futurecast, and I said high pressure is blocking any rain from us. Now this is Sunday at 10 o'clock. You can see where all the rain is, some heavier pockets down across parts of southern Georgia. So if you're wondering if there could be any potential delays, if you're flying or traveling, certainly would say the southeast is going to be the problem. I put our futurecast into motion. Area low pressure spinning by about 8 a.m. It's going to be right on top of Alabama, and then taking the bulk of the heavier moisture offshore. And then we go into Monday, 11 o'clock. It is finally starting to pull away, and then parts of the south will start to see that sunshine returning, and then they'll also get some of those warmer temperatures back. Of course, a lot of them right now are dealing with that rain-cooled air. Now, as we look at our futurecast, we stay dry through Saturday or Wednesday, 6:30 in the morning. We will have a backdoor front that's going to be coming through Tuesday into Wednesday, and that's what's going to be cooling us off. But even still, we're going to be above average. Looking at highs right around 63 degrees on Wednesday, so we drop off about 10 degrees, but again, we start to rebound and moderate as we head into your Thursday. So it's only a brief cool down. Now, as I was saying, we really need some rainfall. We do have that special weather statement out right now for the threat for fire danger, and that's going to continue through this evening. And here's part of the reason why. The drought monitor, it is pretty dismal right now. We are in the moderate category, and that includes Frederick, Montgomery County, parts of D.C., as well as over towards Columbia, Maryland. Now, for Loudoun County, you're also in the moderate drought. And you go down towards the south, like Prince William, Fauquier County, they're in the abnormal category. But you go over towards the east, Prince George's County, eastern portions of Montgomery County, down towards Anne Arundel into Charles County, you are in a severe drought. And that's pretty bad. But if you go over towards Atlantic City, they're in an extreme drought. So a good portion of the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast at a deficit right now when it comes to rainfall. And what do we need when we're talking about drought termination? 10 to 15 inches is what we need for the D.C. area as well as into Baltimore before summer. And then we look at areas like Philadelphia, Atlantic City, much worse. And that includes Salisbury, Maryland, as well as into Dover, 15 to 20 inches. And then we go up towards the north, north of the Mason-Dixon line. They're also dealing with a drought, but they need 5 to 10 inches. And that includes even parts of Frederick County as well. So maybe you're thinking about traveling. I don't know why you would, because we finally have a nice and dry and warm stretch. Both of it is going to be the northern wind, but we're going to get to blow up from clouds. Here, Now, as we look at Atlanta, no problems there, surprisingly. And then for National and Dulles, temperatures will be in the 60s, as I said, but we don't have any delays, even with a little bit of breezy conditions right now. And then let me correct that. For Orlando, it looks like you're in the yellow delay, so not red. I was looking at the trend there, but it looks like the trend is showing those delays could increase. So we look ahead for tomorrow morning, sunrise coming later. And then, of course, we know daylight savings ended. Hooray. We have a sunrise tomorrow at 7:27, looking at a temperature of 39 degrees. Relative humidity, it's a little high. I don't think it's going to be that high. We're still going to be dry. But we look at low temperatures for tonight. We'll get down to 37 degrees out in D.C., 33 degrees in Manassas, 34 in Frederick, and then the same in Fredericksburg. But you notice pretty much everybody's above freezing. This is something that hasn't happened very often. Culpeper, you're the lone one at the 32-degree mark, 36 in Gaithersburg, and then 39 in Annapolis. And for our friends in Frederick, 34 degrees. Excuse me. So we look at our high temperatures for tomorrow. These are the numbers for the metro region. That includes Leesburg, 66 for a high, Manassas 67, 67 in D.C., and then 66 for our friends in Bowie and Upper Marlboro, 66 degrees, and Dale City 66. We go down towards the southeastern zones. High of 62 in Leonardtown, 61 in Colonial Beach and La Plata. A few clouds around. Those are going to be just the high, thin clouds. It's still going to be a really good-looking day. And really, honestly, we're going to keep that sunshine around for the next 2 days, or really potentially 3. Now, as we look at for our northwestern zones, Cumberland high of 67, Hagerstown 67 for you, and then Winchester 66, and then Front Royal and Frederick high temperatures of 67. So even the northwestern zones are going to rebound pretty nicely. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we get even closer to 70 degrees here in D.C. with those winds coming in out of the south. Now we talk about our temperature departure. For Tuesday, we're going to be in the red-orange. That's 10 to 12 to almost 15 degrees above average. Tuesday is going to be the warm day of the week. Excuse me. And notice the west is going to stay cool. So San Francisco, Los Angeles, your numbers are going to be 5 to 12 degrees below average. But it's not just us that's going to be enjoying that warmth. Look at the upper Midwest, from Minneapolis to St. Louis to Chicago. All these areas are going to be looking at temperatures running well above average for this time of the year. And Thursday, after a cool down on Wednesday, we will see those numbers also rebounding as well. So areas, like I said, St. Louis are going to be back into the 70s on Tuesday, and same on Thursday. They're going to be close to 80 degrees. And St. Louis, you know how to do the heat, especially in the summer, the heat and humidity. Also my town. All right, so we look ahead for Friday. We're starting to see things trying to moderate a little bit. For parts of the upper Midwest, they cool down. We start to see the flip in the pattern. And then we look ahead for parts of the Northeast as well as into New England. We will see those numbers also surging. So I think areas in New England, they're going to really like that, especially right now when their temperatures are in the 30s and the 40s. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. For Monday, 67, overnight low of 37 degrees. And then on Tuesday, 39. And we'll still see some areas, I think, checking in the lower 40s. But we're going to warm up to 72 degrees on Tuesday. That is my pick day of the week. And then here comes that backdoor cold front on Wednesday. Sunshine around, but it will be cooler, but warmer than the average high, 54. On Wednesday, we'll see high of 62 degrees. And then on Thursday, yes, we'll have some clouds around, but we'll see those temperatures returning to the 70-degree mark. And then on Friday, models are kind of all over the place with the temperature on Friday. I think we're going to get back up into the 70s on Friday with partly sunny skies and a southerly wind in place. Overnight lows of 50. And one thing you'll notice the big difference, too, is we're going to see those humidity levels going up on the Friday. And then on Saturday, 76 degrees for a high, 56 for low. And then we have a chance for some rain coming late Saturday, and then into Sunday, showers likely on your Sunday from a area low pressure and a cold front that's going to be coming in from the west. Looks like it's going to make some storms across parts of the Ohio Valley and Kentucky Valley with a high of 73 degrees and then overnight low of 60 degrees. That is a look at your weather forecast. We'll have your news and your other headlines coming up on Fox 5.